Dan Rothert, top student athlete recruiting. Today, I want to share with you some insight on your profile. It's important that you do some regular maintenance of your profile and use your profile all the time. You should go to it. You should share information on what you're hearing from coaches. You should talk about change the schools you might be interested in if there's interest or not interest, things of that nature. Making sure all your information is up to date, your schedule is up to date, things like that. It's an important part of this process, and it helps me help you. That's the most important thing. If I can see things in your profile, when you make changes, I see it, and it's important that it's up to date so that we're getting the right information to coaches, and that coaches know about you and that you're available and things like that. So I'm going to jump in here and share my screen. It's important that we do that. So here is just a sample profile. It's my son's profile. It's kind of a fake one, but let's start. Here just to make sure when you go to your profile, this is what it looks like, right? And he can go through here. He's got video. He's got his contact information, a little about him. He wants to run cross country in college, so it's a little bit different. Contact information. I still put his soccer information in here, but academics, extracurriculars, all these different things, making sure his profile is up to date. And you can add schedule. You can add some other things. We're going to talk about that as we jump into this. When you share it to coaches, this is the link, right? You can copy this link and put it in your URL, and that's what coaches get when you send that to coaches. So it has everything in a one-stop shop. To update it, overview, this is what the things you can change. Obviously, your about me should change based on the information you want to provide. Your grades are going to maybe change depending on what your GPA is, things like that. Your events, this is really important to keep up to date. You don't want to have an event that's a year old, right? You want to make sure it's a new event, and you get rid of those old events, right? And then you can put it in by calendar. All right, okay, now I have an upcoming event. You can put the location, you can put the link. If there's a schedule, this is a high school schedule, so you can just put a link in. You might have to type out the game times and what field you're on and those types of things. But it's really important to have that up to date, and then taking them off. After you're done with the tournament, take them off. Don't have the old schedule up there kind of clogging up your profile. So when a coach goes in there, that it's not up to date. You can update your videos and put your videos in there. You can put them in different order. Maybe you got all conference, maybe you got all state, maybe you had some different things happen. You got athletic honors, you got a new club team. Put that information in there with your number, maybe your coach's contact information, all the stuff you should have done at the beginning when you started this, but you should be doing it regularly. A big part of this is your colleges and your favorites, right? So if you were older, if you've been with me for a while, you should just you're going to have my favorites, and you're going to have just one column. But if you're new, you have target schools, reach schools, safety schools, and you can create a list. You can call it, target schools, and then you could, have a new list to play with in here. But now they'll come up this way. So, my son, we were talking about it. He's got, 5 target schools. These are schools that he thinks, he can get into. They're tough academic schools, and he's a pretty academic guy. But he also believes he can run at that level. He wants to run cross country, like I said before. He's pretty confident. He's got some contact from those coaches, and they're all thinking he can run there. So you can re-rank them. You can move them around. So I could, I want to Pomona's my top choice. All right, maybe I want to rank that in different order. You don't have to rank them in order, but it's helpful for me. So I know, you're really the most interested in this school. That's the school we need to get a hold of, or we got to make sure we're going down the road with them. Those types of things are important in this process. So making sure you're doing that, keeping up with to speed on that is important. You can eliminate a school, right? Let's get out of the list and we can edit it. Sorry about that, but we could go in here and unfavorite a school, right? Remove from favorites. We can take them out. That school's not interested. The coach said there's not a chance. Those types of things. We might do that in this process. That is another thing that we can play with. We have reach schools that might be a stretch based on your level of play or the level of academic rigor. He's got 2 in here. I think it's like Notre Dame and Dartmouth, right? Maybe can't run there. Also going to be hard to get into. Those things are important in the reach. Safety schools are schools you're confident you're going to get accepted to, and you can compete there. You just know it. These are schools I know that he can get into, and I know he can run at some level, some capacity, right? So keeping those lists up to date is really important. Also within here, you can send emails. We're going to talk about that in a different video, but you have a checklist, right? In the checklist, these are all things that I have added that are different things that can help you in this process, like ID camp prioritization. You can go in here and click on the instructions and learn about what you should be doing to pick ID camps. There's a worksheet that's attached. You can look at that. You can download the worksheet and have that as part of your tools that you're using here in the process. So all these checklists, if you go back to them, they have different things depending on where you're at in the process. Are you just starting with me? You're developing your first initial top 30 list. Don't worry about the due dates. Those change all the time. If you're decision making, you're trying to narrow it down. This is a decision making worksheet that can help you. You can get in here and look at the decision making worksheet and see that and view that, and that might help you decide on what school is best for you based on ABC. So there's a lot of tools in there you need to be using regularly too. So look through those. Don't just expect it's going to happen. But update your profile regularly. Use it, please. And it's only going to help you get recruited and help me help you. Thank you.